So, good evening, dear Foxians and all viewers watching this Foxy Gyan Pravah episode 2. I, Dr. Brijwala Tiwari, Chairperson Environmental Health Committee Foxy, welcome you for this very meticulously designed by our visionary President Foxy, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar Madam. This is first time in history of Foxy that we are doing daily series of podcasts on various subjects by expert to improve women's health. Brain behind this beautiful concept is none other than our dynamic president, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar Madam. So, its madam's contribution extends beyond operating room. And today we have with us very hardworking, efficient Joint Secretary, Dr. Ashwini Kalle. She is IVF specialist and she belongs to city of Pune. So I welcome you, Dr. Ashwini. Please need your some speech for this.
Thank you. Thank you so much, madam. It is indeed an honor to be present here for this podcast. All thanks to our visionary leader, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar. Unfortunately, she couldn't join today because she's catching a flight back to Pune after finishing a project at Delhi. So I'm representing her today. And really, this entire podcast series has made all the chairpersons and me also a star. So it really feels great to be actually listening to the interview of such stalwarts. I mean, this is such a great leap for women's healthcare that we are able to listen to everybody every day. So we are going to do this series of podcasts for all 365 days every day at 8 p.m. So this is second in our series. And I'm very proud to actually speak about two other projects which are very dear to Madam. One of them is Know Your Numbers, where she is going to check for the 4 vital figures of each and every woman of India. And we are going to present this huge data. So it's going to be their hemoglobin, blood sugars, weight, and BP. And it is through this 4 that we can prevent a number of diseases, especially hypertension and diabetes. Another project which is very near to Sunita Madam is Sampurna, which is the Swastha Janma Abhiyan, which is the preconception care for each and every woman, rather girl, because she feels that if a woman is physically equipped to become pregnant by taking care of her hormones at the right time, her weight, BP, her sugars. So probably it will be very easy for her to carry her pregnancy or this long journey of 9 months without any complications. Because nowadays we see that we talk a lot about preventing complications in pregnancy, preventing postnatal complications. So why not cut it at the root? Why not take care of this prenatally? And one more project that we are going to celebrate on 4th of February is Do Teeke Zindagi Ke, which is an awareness program on cervical cancer and HPV vaccine. So we are very excited about all these projects, and I request each and every Foxian or each and every person who's watching this to come and join hands in all these social projects, which are going to take women's healthcare to newer heights. So thank you so much, Meenakshi Madam, for joining us here. And as you rightly said, that change is the only inevitable thing. And as you feel that if the woman changes, she can make huge difference to the society. So I'm very excited to hear from you about this sustainable change. And thank you so much, Brijwala Madam, for having me.
Thank you, Dr.
So I will log out and I will join from the viewers link now.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you, Meenakshi
for
Madam.
your encouraging word. And so coming to today's episode, and for that we are going to have discussion on an unspoken yet crucial subject of women's health, that is menstruation, and that is hygienic, sustainable menstruation for environmental protection. And for that we are having expert today, Dr. Meenakshi Bharat. She is gynecologist by profession and environmentalist by passion. After 35 years of dedicated OBGY and infertility practice, she came for this very, very important cause and she initiated the campaign Red, Green the Red. And Dr. Bharat has dedicated herself to tackling diseases caused by improper waste management, driven by her mantra, prevention is better than cure. She is advocating for waste segregation, composting to promoting reusable. That is need of time because environmental protection is very, very important. We are seeing in day-to-day life that many diseases we used to call as idiopathic, they are having due to environmental pollution, whether it is air, water, noise, whatever. So she promoted the use of menstrual cups among over 100,000 women in 2019 in Telangana and Karnataka only. Dr. Meenakshi ma'am's relentless effort continues to inspire people to adopt eco-friendly practices in their daily lives. We can say charity begins at home. Ma'am, you set an example by your own children's breast-free weddings. So I request all viewers to tune in to learn from her journey and explore how sustainable menstruation can contribute to a healthier planet and beautiful life for women. So I welcome you, ma'am, for this episode of podcast Foxy Gyan Pravah. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Bahut shukriya for giving me this opportunity to talk about something that I think is very important to all women. उनके periods is most important, and periods बिल्कुल like the clock, it comes for most of us once a month, if not once in 1.5 months. So we need to understand that there are different products that are available in the market now, which are very different from what I had when I was young. I didn't have this menstrual cup that was there available at
I'm
all.
coming to my first question. I first want to ask about your journey as a gynecologist and what inspired you to work for sustainable menstruation. That I want to know.
Sure. So, as a gynecologist, all of us look at how women need to be comfortable. And it starts with how women need to be comfortable or children need to be comfortable during their periods. And so, when in 2015 I discovered the menstrual cup, I was very thrilled because it was such an innovative product that was available for the first time in India. And this is now made in India. It is not made, doesn't have to come from abroad. It's all made in India, and it is made of medical grade silicon. Lot of people think ये plastic से बना है. This is not plastic. This is a rubber derivative which works beautifully, and we use it for our stents, for delivery of the baby. The suction cup is made of medical grade silicon. So we need not worry. Using this is not going to create more plastic. And this medical grade silicon cup can be used for 10 years. So one cup will replace 18,000 pads. So just imagine each one of us uses about 10 to 15 pads in a month. And in a year, we will use about 180. So 10 years may 1,800. And in 40 years, because we start our periods by about 10, 15 years, and then it goes on till about 55. So 40 years, we have 400 periods. And in those 400 periods, instead of using the disposable sanitary napkin that all of us know, and we keep going, every month we go to the pharmacy and buy it. With the menstrual cup, आपको 10 साल जैसे आपका fridge होता है, you won't have to buy this again. But of course, you've got to keep it carefully and make sure that in your house, you can keep it in a nice box like this. And in your house, you can keep it safely between periods. And when you keep it safely, it's always available. And you can keep it in your purse also, because it's a small thing. There's a lovely cloth bag that comes with this, and you can keep it in your purse and carry it. So there is no fear that you have got your periods. I've not carried my pads. Kya ho jayega? That fear is not there. So you can always carry this in your purse without it occupying a lot of space.
So that is very important, madam, because a woman menstruate for 40 years, and in 1 year she is menstruating 10 times. and for 4-5 days she's using 3-4 pads. So it is a huge number of pads required during her menstrual cycle, and that is going to affect our environment as well, because they are non-biodegradable. And most of the time in public places we are seeing that dustbins are flooded with pads, and they are thrown on the floor, and they are non-hygienic. So it is really very important for environmental protection as well. So why is sustainable menstruation important, not just for environment but also for women's health?
So the three reasons why we need to use sustainable products. First is it's extremely comfortable. Those who have started using the menstrual cup forget that they are having their periods. It is so comfortable, and the cup sits very comfortably inside the vagina. So this is the vagina, this is the uterus, this is the tube, and this is the ovary, and it is a life-size model. So we have to learn to put it into the vagina. There's a learning curve. सब के लिए there is a learning curve. बेबी को चलने के लिए there is a learning curve. ABCD सीखने के लिए there is a learning curve. And for all of us doctors, we did not become doctors overnight. It took us 5 years of MBBS and then 3 to 5 years of post-graduation before we learned our profession. And then, of course, it was the years of experience that has made us the specialists that we are. So it doesn't take that many years. It takes one period to learn how to put this cup inside the vagina, and there's absolutely no problem. It goes in. इतना बड़ा है, अभी इसको छोटा कर देंगे, we'll make it small, and now it is the size of a peanut, and you apply a lubricant and you can put it inside without any problems. So it's just a small learning curve that is there, and once you have learned it, you will never forget, and you will never use a disposable sanitary napkin, because a disposable sanitary napkin gives you rash, gives you itching, it stinks, and then you can use it only for a maximum of 4 to 6 hours. At the end of it, you need to throw it. Now, as against that, the menstrual cup is a washable thing. You just have to wash it with plain water, no soap. The vagina is an unsterile organ, and there are lots of bacteria that live here that keep the vagina healthy. And the bacteria produces an acidic discharge. So the vagina is perfectly good for not needing any soap at all. Don't use any soap. Don't spoil the vagina. It's acidic medium. Soap is alkaline. So when you wash this, just wash it with plain water. और कुछ नहीं, गर्म पानी नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. Wash it with plain water and then put it inside. If you need a lubricant, the simplest lubricant is always available. You have coconut oil that you use for your hair, or you have Vaseline that's available in all the bathrooms. So apply a little Vaseline and allow it to go inside. And when you are having your period, the blood itself acts as a lubricant. So it's very easy to put it inside. Once you put it inside, the cup opens up and then you don't feel anything. So there is no wetness that you feel. जब pad पहनते हो ना, there is a constant wetness and you're feeling that wetness and it's uncomfortable. With this cup, all the blood goes from the uterus into the cup and you don't feel any wetness. And the other advantage of this cup is that a pad only holds 5 ml of blood. This one holds 15 plus ml of blood. And so you can wear it in the morning, come to work, and it will keep the blood for the next till you go back home, and then you go to the bathroom. You can remove it by just pressing it down like this. The vacuum seal that is produced is released, and then you look at it and say, "Arey, मैं तो सोची I was bleeding Ganga Jamuna, पर यहाँ तो इतना ही है खून." So you understand that you are not bleeding so much. The visual effect of a pad makes you feel that you're bleeding so much. So in a period, one period, all you bleed is 60 ml. 60 ml is equal to 4 tablespoons of blood. So then you realize that, periods is not a disaster that we all think it is. So this cup is good to last you 8 to 10 hours. Even on a heavy flow day, you may have to change it maybe once in the middle of the day. But otherwise, you don't need to change it at all. Most days, it will last you for 8 to 10 hours or 11, 12 hours. But remember, once in 12 hours, you must remove it. Look at how much blood there is in it, wash it with plain water, and then put it back immediately. Don't wait for 10, 15, 20 minutes to put it back. You must put it back immediately, because blood will be coming, and then you will have leaking, and you will say that the cup is not good. The cup is very good. You must learn all the reasons how you can use it. So once again, wash it with plain water, no hot water, no soap at all, and you can use it without any worry. It's not made of plastic. It is made of medical grade silicone, which is a rubber derivative. And this does not produce any infection. There is no infection because the blood is inside the cup and all the bacteria is outside. So the white discharge that many of us have will also reduce, because the cup does not produce any irritation in the body. And then the other advantage is that when you are wearing the cup, you can pass urine and stools without any problems. When you are wearing this, you have to remove it, pass urine or stools, and then wear it back again. This stays in the middle passage of the body and doesn't, once you get used to it, you don't even realize that you're wearing it. So no wetness, no discomfort. You can pass urine and stools without any problems. It is one cup, once bought, will last you 8 to 10 years. Usilie, a nice little dabba has been given for you so that you can keep it between periods there. The only thing, after your periods are over, wash it, dry it, and then put it into this box. And the reason we ask you to put it into that box is, agar if this is lying somewhere, then maybe a rat or a cockroach or something will come and bite it, and then your cup will not be competent and it will leak. So don't leave it lying outside. Put it into a neat little box that will be identified. And when you put it into the box, keep the box in the cupboard, in a drawer where you can find it easily. Don't just throw it into the cupboard, then it will get lost. So very simple. Don't worry. Learn it very easily, and you will forever thank whoever has given you this cup, whoever has given you this gyan. It will be perfect. The only regret I have is not that I have gray hair, but that I didn't have the opportunity to use the menstrual cup. So my mission in my life is to convert as many women and remove all the fears that you people have for using the cup. अमिताभ बच्चन बोलते हैं, पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर विश्वास करो. अगर आप इस्तेमाल नहीं करोगे तो विश्वास कहां से आएगा? So without a worry, use it. And remember, all of us have intercourse, and this is what goes inside. If this goes in comfortably inside, this can also go in comfortably without any problems. So all women who are married especially can use this without any problem. And even young girls, 16 plus girls, can use it. So the fear is that we think that the hymen is intact. The hymen is not intact. The hymen, if you think that this is the hymen, I mean, this is very enlarged. This is the hymen. It has a hole in it. If it has a hole it has a hole in it from birth. So there is, all the women who start their periods have not become sexually active. Their periods are there and they get their periods. So this myth that is there, that the hymen is intact till we have intercourse, is truly a wrong understanding. All gynecologists know that we don't have an intact hymen and that there is a hole in the hymen. Isn't it, Brijbala?
Sure, ma'am. Perfectly all right.
So once we convince the mothers of the children that the hymen has a hole in it, that's why she is getting her periods, then she will, and the mother is a user of the menstrual cup and understands how comfortable it is, then there is absolutely no problem in using it. So you must experience it, you must use it, and it is across the board from the person who has the least income to the highest income. Every woman must have comfortable periods. You must truly use it to understand how good it is. अमिताभ बच्चन तो मेंस्ट्रुअल कप का एडवर्टाइजमेंट नहीं करते हैं, पर हम अमिताभ बच्चन की बात यूज करके मेंस्ट्रुअल कप का एडवर्टाइजमेंट करते हैं. पहले इस्तेमाल करो, फिर विश्वास करो.
So thank you so much, madam, for telling in detail. So these are the health benefit for women, that there is no rupture of hymen, there is maintenance of bacterial flora, it is very comfortable. So it is only mindset which we have to
Change.
change. So it is rightly said that it is trash free, rash free, and cash free. So women
Yes.
is saving her a lot of money by using this menstrual cup, and it is not staining her clothes, so she is not conscious all the time. Particularly whenever we are traveling, we can use comfortably in any washroom. They can wash it, because this is very important, that need not to wash with soap, just plain water, because we know that are friendly bacteria in vagina, maintaining vaginal pH, acidic flora, and that is very, very important to prevent so many disease. Because with this menstrual pad, it kept soaked for a long time, it is making foul smell. We are not feeling hygienic ourselves. So
Right.
the menstrual cup is really, really very, very good option. And just one more query, ma'am. What are the challenges women faces when you were advocating transition to sustainable like menstrual cup? So how you addressed? So most of the thing is covered by you, how you address पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर विश्वास करो, but you were in mission, you converted 100,000 women in Karnataka and Telangana to use menstrual cup. So what was the challenge you faced during this mission?
So it is like, everybody, all women in India used to cook on the kerosene stove. And kerosene stove, when you cook, the bartan becomes black and the food also smells of the kerosene. Now, over the last few years, there has been a government initiative to change to using the gas cylinder, and every woman uses the gas cylinder. पहले लोग बोलते थे गैस इस्तेमाल करोगे तो तुम्हारा खाना खराब हो जाएगा. उसी तरीके से this change from using the disposable sanitary pad to using the menstrual cup will happen without any problems, provided you are willing to make the change. The change must come with you. You must feel that, yes, this is a good thing for me. And once you use it, so the first time you're putting it inside, you are scared because you're doing something new. When you put it inside, you squat and push it backwards because the uterus is directed backwards. The vagina is also directed backwards. So you push it inside and then you let it open up. When it opens up, it forms a beautiful seal inside, and you don't even feel the cup because there's nothing sticking out. There are cups with the stem and there are cups without the stem. Where did the cup with the stem go? So there's a little stem here, and the stem is only for you to be able to reach the bottom of the cup. When you reach the bottom of the cup, you need to pinch it. So once you have learned, आप पहले दफा when you use the pressure cooker, the pressure cooker handle has to be fitted inside, and then you have to work it around. Once you have learned that pressure cooker, your cooking becomes a total treat. So you needn't worry about it at all. The same way, once you learn to put it inside, and then when you have to remove it, you just have to press it down like this. When you press it down, it will remove, the vacuum seal is removed, and you will be able to use it without any problems. So therefore, it's very important for you to learn. Choti si cheez hai, so small. And then no infection, no worries, no feeling of wetness, and you can pass urine and stools without taking this out. And remember, the cup has the capacity of 3 pads. So this cup will last you 8 to 10 years. So फिर से कोई खरीदने की जरूरत नहीं है. जैसे आप फ्रिज नहीं खरीदते हो, हर दिन फ्रिज नहीं खरीदते हो, उसी तरीके से you don't have to buy this cup, month on month. You have to only do it once in 6, 8 or 10 years, and no boiling water to clean it, just plain water. So all these fears are there. Do I need a different bartan? Must I boil it? No, boil करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Vagina मैं बोली ना, and Brijbala has also agreed that it is unsterile. There are lovely bacteria that live here, like there are bacteria in our mouth, which keep our body completely clean. So just wash it with plain water, no soap, and put it back inside. So there is a learning curve for putting it in, and there's a small learning curve for pulling it out. Most women who are married and who have had children will be able to do it without any fear. But it's only, those who are very finicky that feel a fear. There's absolutely no fear. Just do it. It's like pehle, when we first doing a PV, we used to be so worried. Abhi we do a PV with our gloves when we are doing an operation. Correct? Ne? Rich Bala?
Yes, ma'am.
No problem at all.
So, madam, you were saying it is for more than 16 years girls. So, less than 16. Is there any specific concern regarding this menstrual cup for different age group or any medical condition? Okay. So
nothing. There is in the menstrual cup. She can introduce it to the daughter. If fear is in the mother's mind, and like I said, the biggest hole in it, and if the mother is sure about that, then she will not have a problem. They have to understand that periods are coming out for all the children, and it's coming out only because the hymen is not intact, the hymen as a whole. So once they understand that, they will be comfortable. So for the young child, there are cloth pads. Now, previously, the cloth used to be without a backing. The backing is made of PUL, which is a plastic. This is the only plastic that you use. But this is Cora cotton. Cora cotton is soft, it's absorbable, and it collects the blood, as much blood, the 5 ml blood that this pad, disposable pad collects, this also collects the same amount of blood. So there is no problem with that. So you need to understand that you can introduce your girl child to this, and then she can learn to wash it. So she carries this in a packet like this, the new pad, and then goes to school. And if this pad becomes full, she changes it. And when she comes back, then she puts this into a mug of water, cold water, not hot water, cold water, soaks it for 10 to 15 minutes, then squeezes the blood out, washes it, and hangs it out in the sun. It is very important. We don't need any other disinfectant. The sun is the best disinfectant and it is free. And every set has 5 pads like this. So these 5 pads are enough to last. You have to wash it when you come back in the night. It will be dry by morning. And even if it's raining, you put the fan on. This is something that doesn't mix up. And the only requirement is that you need to put your name on it. Especially if you're staying in the hostel, the pads can get mixed up. तो ये मेरा पैड है तो मीनाक्षी बोल के डाल देना, so that you know that this belongs to me. You don't share your panty with anybody. You may share your dress with anybody, but you don't share your panty. The same way, you should not share your cloth pad with any other friend of yours. It must remain with you. So therefore, you carry this cloth pad and go to school and use it whenever you get your periods. So it's something that you learn very early. You learn as a girl how to keep yourself hygienic. Okay. The other thing is these pads have got lots of chemicals in it. The disposable pads has lots of chemicals in it which are harmful to us. And along with it, because there is a fragrance that is there, the pad stinks. Now, why does the pad stink? So here is the uterus from where the blood is coming. The blood comes down. The blood mingles with the bacteria that is here. And then the blood comes onto the pad. And now the pad is like a petri dish. So the pad has got bacteria. The pad is like a petri dish. And the pad has blood. The blood acts as food for the bacteria. And so the bacteria, you're wearing this pad for 6 to 8 hours, the bacteria will grow on the pad. And when the bacteria grows on the pad, what does the bacteria produce? It produces stinky gases, which is why the pad stinks. And because the pad stinks, everybody says this is unhygienic. The blood that comes out and sits in the cup has no smell because the bacteria is outside and the blood is inside the cup, and the blood does not mix with the bacteria. So there is no smell in this. So when you look at it, if you're using a menstrual cup and you're not using a disposable sanitary napkin, there is no stink in your bathroom. When there is no stink in your bathroom, you have a clean bathroom, and you then don't have to throw it out into the public area. So no need to pack it up in a paper packet, put a cross on it. All that is not necessary. You can do this without any problems. So that is perfect. And so there is no stink in the bathroom. Your dog doesn't know that you are having your periods because there is no smell around you when you're using the menstrual cup. So all these advantages, there are 13 advantages, and these advantages are fabulous for you to use the menstrual cup.
So, ma'am, for less than 16, this non-biodegradable sanitary pads are really very good for girls.
The cloth pads are excellent. Yes. They are made of Cora cotton, and you don't have to worry, and it washes beautifully. And because you don't use hot water, the pads don't stain. If you use hot water, then the blood produces a stain on these cloth pads. And when your period is over, आप ये जो jacket है, you can wash it separate from this so that this doesn't, the white color, actually we make it now out of colored material too, so that there is no staining. So you don't have to worry about it. So for the young girl who is 10, 11, 12 years old, please introduce them to the cloth pad, which is perfect. And by the time she is 16 or 17, she then knows that she has 3 holes down there. Men have only 2 holes, one for the urine and one for the stools. Women have 3 holes between the urethra and the anus. is the area of the vagina. So this is the area. So we need to understand that women have 3 holes, and you need your little girl, jo abhi she started her periods, to understand her body. And once she understands her body, then she can use the menstrual cup. So there are lots of young girls who are athletes who can use the menstrual cup, because for them, if they have to stop for 4 days of their periods, their training, it becomes a waste. So they need to be introduced to the menstrual cup and use it. And once they use it, they are totally comfortable.
So, madam, you are really your mission, passion to make the red to green. That is really very effective. And so it is the menstruation which is converting into hygienic and sustainable, because
Absolutely.
around 30 to 35 years women is menstruating every month, and it becomes panicky for her. If she is traveling, the menses is coming, the girls are really affected.
Scared.
Many times they are missing their school because it is making stain on their uniform. So these type of products are really very helpful to improve the quality of women, to making them comfortable, and all the benefits of sustainable hygienic menstruation. So thank you so much. Really, it is stress free, rash free, and cash free menstruation, because in rural area there is no proper sanitary this disposing
Disposal.
mechanism is there. So it's really very important. So
और
now,
एक और चीज मैंने बोलना भूल गया, ये जब कप अंदर पहनते हैं ना, जो the dysmenorrhea, the pain that you get during your periods, that's also reduced, because there's a negative pressure there, and all the little clots come out faster. So the pain during your periods is also reduced. So totally, you just have to learn to use it. But for the young girl, it is the cloth pad that you must introduce her to once she is grown up, and once she has to decide, because you as a mother can't go and put the cup in and remove it. So you have to wait for her to, grow up into a young lady, and then use the menstrual cup. And if we start using the menstrual cup, there is no disposal problem. This, in 10 years, 1 cup is used, and this is 15 grams of waste, and this is easily recyclable. But the disposable sanitary napkin that you will use in 10 years is about 10,000 disposable sanitary napkins. So puri zindagi mein, I would have used about 45,000 disposable sanitary napkins, and I feel very bad. But there was nobody to tell me that this sort of a product was available. I'm telling all you young women, even if you're 45, please use it for the 5 to 10 years that you have left of your menstruation. And if you use it, you will never say, I hate my periods. You will actually turn around and say, I love my periods, because my period is so comfortable. My period doesn't give me a rash. There is no smell during my periods, and I can pass urine and stools anywhere. And I don't need any special thing to wash it. I just have to wash it with ordinary plain water. When I brush my teeth, I don't use special water to brush my teeth. Right? The same way, you don't have to use anything but ordinary tap water to wash it. So it's convenient, it is cost effective. 1 cup, even if it costs you 500 rupees, usually it'll cost you less than that. 500 rupees rakho, you will be able to use it for 10 years. Matlab ki in a year, you will use only 50 rupees. And when you buy these disposable sanitary napkins, every month you have to spend between 100 and 150 rupees. So it saves a lot of money, it saves a lot of trash, and women are so happy with their periods. So if all of you as doctors, gynecologists, take up this, and then from you it spreads to your nurses, it spreads to your ayas, you're all leaders in your respective places. आप leadership लीजिए, put up, I'll send you lovely posters. You can put it up in each of your bathrooms. You must tell your women when they come. And this sort of a model, if you want, we will have it sent to each one of you. And it doesn't cost any money. 100 rupees for this model. And you show them the cup. And easily you will be able to describe it. And then आप जो डॉक्टर बने हुए हैं, हमारे भगवान हैं, if you say it, I will definitely use it, is what women will say. Correct? So please, take it up as a mission. If we do it, we will save lots of money, we'll save lots of trash. अभी तो एवरेस्ट जितना ट्रैश है, हर साल इंडिया में सैनिटरी पैड से बनता है. So we need to understand that and save the trash. No rash, no cash, no trash. That is the motto of Green the Red. Green your periods, use sustainable products, save money, have comfortable periods, and save the trash. So if we save the trash, like Indore, every year you can get the best city, best cleanest city. So we need to make that happen.
Ma'am, just want to know how biomedical waste, which we are using disposable napkins for menstrual products, affects healthcare waste management system, and what are its effect on environment. So many disease we are having, this microplastics and all, IUGR, preterm labor, cancers. So many things we are having with this because of this biomedical waste. So can you elaborate on this also?
So these pads which are there, they can only be disturbed. They can only be destroyed by burning it. You can't do anything else. And the burning is not at 100 degrees. It is at 800 degrees. So you have to put it into a huge incinerator and then burn it. So, these incinerators, when they are burned, when they are not going at 800 to 1000 degrees, they will release something called as dioxins and furans. And dioxins and furans are very carcinogenic. So therefore, it is a high chance of producing cancer, is a high chance of your getting white discharge. There is a high chance of maybe you're having difficulty in getting pregnant, and there's a high chance of all the things like hypothyroidism happens. And these perfumes that they put on so that your pad does not stink can give you allergic rash. So all these problems are there because we are using disposable sanitary napkin. एक disposable sanitary napkin में 4 plastic bags जितना plastic है. So can you imagine, अगर हम महीने में 10 या 15 pads use करते हैं, तो imagine that we are using 60 plastic bags. So if we want to save our environment, we must use the menstrual cup. If we want to have comfortable periods, we must use the menstrual cup. If we want to save our money, we must use the menstrual cup. And who better than all you Fogsi gynecologists taking this up as a mission to convert the country into a clean country. It is in our hands. आप नहीं करोगे तो और कौन करेगा?
So rightly said, madam, that it is not only giving hygienic, comfortable advantage to women, but it is making our environment also safe. And by making our environment safe, we can decrease so many diseases which were thought to be idiopathic. Like we were thinking about the endometriosis is increasing, But because of this microplastic, EDC, and all these chemicals are causing changes, increasing PCOS and preterm labor. So many things we are getting. Not only women's disease, but all over in the children, in men, infertility is increasing because of this microplastic, and this napkins are important factor for that. So that is one part. One more thing, climate change, the floods, like in Bangalore city was flooded last year like anything. I think these are choking our drainage system. So I
Correct.
want to know about this thing also from your side.
So, yeah, each pad is only a few less than 1 centimeter, but the pad, when it soaks in water, swells up to 3 centimeters. 30 times it swells up. When it swells up 30 times, then these block all the drains. And when they block the drains, that's when flooding happens. That is why when your drains get choked. So this is another advantage that we have when the flooding does not occur, because we don't use this. Like I said, the cup is something that I would really, explain. कहाँ रखते हैं कप को? जहां आपकी ज्वेलरी रखते हो. Keep it that safe, because it's more important. And every time that a girl gets married, I give her a cup as a gift, because she will remember me for over 10 years that मैडम ने हमको इतना कंफर्टेबल गिफ्ट दिया, बेकार गिफ्ट नहीं दिया, इतना कंफर्टेबल गिफ्ट दिया. सो अगर आप भी ऐसा करेंगे तो यू विल बी एबल टू make all women happy. Foxy's initiative should be with removing anemia, with removing hypertension, with removing all the other problems that occur. Let us make every woman's period comfortable. And if India will take it up and Foxy will take it up, then we will be able to spread it all across the world and make women across the world comfortable. 1.9 billion people, not 1.9. There are, that many women who need the comfort of a menstrual cup.
So it is great initiative, madam. And now I just want to know how we can approach school and college, because they can play an important role for this sustainable hygienic menstruation for our next generation, like particularly in middle school and when they start menstruating. So,
Correct.
do you have any campaign? Can you advise us how we Foxian, how the committee can start doing this?
So the nice part of it is that you have to explain that periods is not something that you need to hate. Periods is what gives us the hormones that make us beautiful, that give us good skin, that gives us a good figure, and it is not something that we need to hate. Once the girl child begins to understand, and there's a lovely, nice poster that I will send to you, Brijbala, that you can then forward it to every Foxian, and they can put at the bottom their hospital or whatever is the numbers, and then they can advertise it, and you can convert it into Hindi, you can convert it into all the languages. And then when you do that, then you can explain to the girl child that periods is not something that we must hate. Periods is something that we must love. And I know the problems that I face now that my ovary has decided to go menopausal and doesn't produce any estrogen. So that estrogen that is produced by the ovary is a very important, hormone that is good for our body. So good skin, good figure, good hair, the ability to procreate and have a baby is all because the ovary is producing the estrogen and the progesterone. So we need to explain to the girl child that this is for your health, and more than anything else, it is good for our bones when we don't have fractures. So all these are important things that we can explain to the girl child. As you are doing an anemia alleviation program, you can do a program on how periods are so important to us. So it can be easily done.
So we can start from school, college, Foxy platform, and how the government can help us in making it available free of cost or something like that. How we can.
Absolutely. Actually, the government will save itna paisa, they will save that they can cover every woman in the country in a year. The money that they put for disposable sanitary napkins, if they use it for the menstrual cup, the disposable sanitary napkins will cost them, say, 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per child. Instead, if they use the cloth pad or the menstrual cup, they will be able to save money, save the disposal charges for of the pad, and also save the illness for the women and children. So it makes huge impact. So that can easily be taken up by the government once they are. And Foxians can take this message across to every government. Aap Indore mein karo, the people in Bombay will do it there. Madam Sunita, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar can convince the Pune administration to take it up. You know, you are in high places, you are held in high regard, and if you will all take it up, then the governments will also begin to understand that this is a good product for them to use. So
So
it can be done.
it is saving money in not only in disposable napkins, but the manpower to collect the garbage generated by disposable napkins. Like in
Correct.
indoor, there are four types of container we are keeping in our home. One is the vegetables, one is the this
Paper,
e-waste, one is plastic, and one is
paper
this
plastic
biological. So that also can be reduced if we are using this sustainable menstruation
products.
cup for that purpose. So I think both way government will save money, our women will be comfortable, hygienic. So this is a really great idea, and we should take it as mission and patient like you. And really, I enjoyed thoroughly, yeah, this conversation with you. And
Thank
just
you.
one message in brief from you again.
My message is always पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर विश्वास करो. So the question is that we need to be with the times. Like all of us have got used to using the how the transformation of the mobile phone has happened in our country. Every person has a mobile phone. The same way every woman must have a menstrual cup, and that menstrual cup is her cup. She can't use it and give it to somebody else. Every woman can have her own cup, like we have our own panties. We need to have our own cup, menstrual cup, and use it. You will discover it is so wonderful.
So I think this was very, very useful for not only for Foxian, but those paramedical staff and other viewers had joined today. And they are definitely getting inspired by you, ma'am, because like you said, पहले इस्तेमाल करो फिर विश्वास करो. And like you had started the Westry wedding in your home. So that is also key when we will start from our own, then only people will follow us, they will have trust on us. So that is, so just want to know about that best free wedding idea.
So don't use any disposables. Paper cups nahi use kijiye. Disposable kuch nahi use kijiye. So during the wedding, we used only flowers, and we used cloth for the decoration of the wedding hall. So the cloth can come back, saris can come back and be reused again. So reuse everything. Invitations are all by electronic media. We did not print any invitations. And then no paper cups, no disposables, no plastic cups, nothing. Everything was steel and glass. धोने में कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, थोड़ी सी पानी लगती है, but every cup, paper cup that you use, you will find that there is a fine layer of plastic inside, and during the manufacture it requires so much of water and wood. So this way, by us using reusables, and we are now asking every locality to have its own plate bank. मतलब कि दुकान होती है जहां से you can borrow and return for a higher charge. If पुराने जमाने में जब आपकी और हमारी शादी हुई थी, हमारे पास कोई डिस्पोजेबल्स ही नहीं था, सो कचरा ही उत्पत्ति नहीं होती थी. So the same way, we need to use reusables so that no garbage is produced. So I will send you the video and you can put it up on the website and similarly follow the same procedure. So it's very simple.
Thank you so much, madam. I enjoyed your Green the Red campaign, your slogan, stress-free, rush-free, and cash-free, hygienic, sustainable menstruation. And I'm very sure all our viewers have enjoyed it and they will definitely going to follow, and we will definitely going to do mission passion for this particular subject, which is really very, very important for women's health, and not only women's health, but for safety of our planet, to make our planet more greener, pollution free. So future generation will enjoy pollution free environment. So thank you so much, madam. Thank you so
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
the precious time, for making it so comfortable, so enjoyable, and so inspiring.
Thank you very much. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar, for giving us the opportunity. Thank you for taking it to the Fogsi. That is most important. And thank you all the doctors who are here. Thank you, ma'am.
May I request Dr. Ashwini, madam will join it?
Yes, Dr. Ashwini, thank you also for the wonderful opportunity that you have given me on behalf of Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar.
So, madam, we missed Sunita ma'am today because she was in travel from
On the
Delhi
flight.
because of some very important project at Delhi. So we really missed, but I'm thankful to Dr. Sunita Tandulwadkar madam. She is our visionary, dynamic president, and this podcast series is really history in Foxy that is started from yesterday only. So this is the second episode. So we will be going to have every day podcast series with different chairpersons, different topics, and different speaker. So tune for tomorrow again. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good night.
Namaste.